be about 5 things that I wish I knew before I started playing slide. There are some things that I've done over the years that I think have helped me become a better slide guitarist and get more comfortable learning the technique. And I'd like to share those things with you so you can hopefully make more progress, become a better player, and, you know, maybe not make the same mistakes that I did, so you'll end up becoming better faster than I did. Definitely stay tuned to the end of the video too, because the last tip I think is the most important. The first thing I wish I knew, it's not a race. So what I mean by that is this is a lifelong pursuit. Learning slide is very challenging. There's no set time limit for you as far as, you know, when you should be getting to an intermediate stage or an advanced stage beyond the beginner stage. Like, there's no set time limit. Everybody has their own pace. Everyone has their own amount of time that they can put into learning it as well. And I noticed I found myself getting very frustrated and getting a lot of negative feelings surrounding it because, especially early on, you know, it just doesn't sound as good. It doesn't feel as good. It's hard when you're looking to, you know, your influences and your idols, and you're seeing how well they can play, and then you try to do it and it doesn't seem like it's anywhere near as good as them. It's very easy to fall into those, you know, really pessimistic, negative feelings. But I wish I knew early on to trust that there is a process to this, and as long as I stick to it, I will get better and I will get to a place where I'll start to be proud of where I am. And so I really wish I knew that early on, because it would have saved me a lot of frustration and negative feelings. So I probably would have stuck with it more instead of, you know, like starting and then stopping, having to go back to it and relearning. If you're enjoying the video, please consider giving a like. I've got a bunch of other slide guitar related videos and guitar related content on my channel. If you like this video, you want to see more things like this, definitely consider subscribing to my channel as well. The next thing I wish I knew early on, I probably should have committed more to fingerstyle guitar instead of only playing fingerstyle when I would do slide. I've talked about this in my previous slide tips video, but I used to only play slide fingerstyle, and then I would always use a pick for my, you know, typical fretting playing. I reached a point where I committed to just playing fingerstyle guitar, even if I was playing slide or not slide. I found that that really helped me to get better, in my opinion, at slide guitar. It really, I feel like, accelerated the rate that I was improving at slide, and just my comfort overall felt better. I wish I committed to that much earlier on, because I would have saw that benefit much earlier on in my sort of beginner phase with it. That's something I would definitely recommend for anybody, is to commit to more finger picking while you're playing, even if you're not using slide. And I think it's really going to help you to learn the mechanics of the slide a little bit easier, because the picking technique is so important with it. So the more time that you spend with that, even without slide, I think it translates to your slide playing. Next thing I wish I knew, experiment a little bit more with the different types of slides and prioritize the comfort over the tone. This might seem a little bit weird, because obviously we always want to have the best sound while we're playing, and the different types of slides and materials, they lend themselves to different like aesthetics in terms of their tone and their sound. Early on, I used to use I don't have one with me right now, but I used to use like the big like Coricidin, I think that's how you say it, bottle slide. Show a picture somewhere. I love the tone of that, and it's a very thick walled and like kind of a heavier slide as far as glass goes. It was great for a long time, but I started to get a lot of like achiness, and like just was starting to have an effect on just my joints and my wrist and my hand. I was lucky enough, my brother actually got me this for my birthday a couple years ago. This is a mag slide, so it's a little bit lighter. It's actually a lot lighter than one of those big thick walled like glass bottle slides. I do think I prefer that, you know, thicker glass sound overall, but this is the lightness of it. It just makes it so I can play so much more, and I just feel so much more comfortable. And I found that like the fretting stuff that I do, even when I have the slide on, is a lot easier. So I wish early on I committed to playing with slides that were a little bit lighter and more comfortable for me, because I probably would have saved myself some times where I had to step back, and I would have saved myself a little bit of like soreness and pain overall. And so that's definitely something I would recommend. Experiment with slides that maybe are a little bit more comfortable for you, and that might, you know, save you that headache further down the line. If you do play with one of those heavier slides, just keep in mind it's a lot to have that thing. It's an awkward position to begin with, so having an awkward position plus a weight on it, if you're not careful, there can be some negatives with that, so just keep that in mind. Next thing I wish I knew, playing slide in standard tuning from the get-go rather than open tunings. So this is a controversial thing, but I do recommend practicing slide guitar at least some of the time in a standard tuning rather than an open tuning. And the reason for that, the open tunings do give you a little bit of leeway because things line up a little bit easier in a given fret. You can do a lot more chording with the slide, but I do think that when you play in a standard tuning, because the things don't line up like that, you have to do a lot more with your technique and the picking and the muting. So it forces you to really focus in and develop that in order to sound good, in my opinion. Early on, I definitely played a lot more in open G tuning, and I think had I committed to the standard tuning altogether, again, it would have just developed that technique much quicker. So I think it's something that I would recommend even early on to just give it a try. It's only going to make you a better slide guitarist quicker. You can play in the open tunings all you want, but I think it's good to at least supplement your practice with some standard tuning slide, just for the overall just workout and exercise and challenge of it. It'll only make you better. All right, so the number one most important thing, the thing that I wish I knew right from the get-go, play slide every day, no excuses. The most important thing I've found over the years is to incorporate some type of slide guitar playing every single day. It doesn't have to be crazy, like long periods of time each day, even just 5 minutes a day is going to be beneficial in the long run. The worst thing you can do, in my opinion, and the mistake that I made for years before I felt like I started to actually become a better slide guitar player, was skipping days and taking long breaks from it and then coming back to it. It felt like you're almost starting over from scratch. You're not, but it does kind of feel that way, and especially the longer time in between you take off. So, early on, I would just play here and there. If I was really into a song I wanted to play that had a slide part, I would just really learn that slide part. And then once I kind of burned out on that one song, I just would stop playing slide. And then, before you know it, a couple days turns into a week, a couple weeks turn into a month turns into months, plural, and you're setting yourself back a lot. And I try to do this every day, even if I'm not feeling super excited about it or anything. Just even a 5-minute just noodling or something, I find it's just better than skipping days entirely. And I really think that that's the most important thing when you're learning slide. It's probably the most important thing with any skill, to just always keep at it every day. Slide's no different. So I would really recommend, if you're serious about getting better at the technique of slide guitar, commit to it every day, and it'll only benefit you. All right, I hope you guys liked that video. It would be really great if you could give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed. Definitely check out my channel as well. I have a lot of other slide guitar as well as just normal guitar related content, full-length videos, as well as the YouTube shorts. So it would be great if you could check those out and consider subscribing to the channel for more content like this. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.